A review of the Sheffield Wednesday versus Burnley game at the weekend. What to say really, we lost again 2-1, without losing 2-1, without losing games. A slight improvement on the Rotherham game, but once again not good enough. Where to begin really with this one? I think once again we'll just start with team selection. Pretty odd sort of team selection for me anyway, and quite a few others. We had Kirkland in there, Palmer once again right back, Zayat and Gardner at centre back, Rafael Floro once again started at left back, and the big surprise for me was Semedo and Prutton playing at midfield together, and I'll just come to the reason why I think that's pretty odd in a second. We had Jax Magoma on the right, Jeremy Allan on the left, at Dinahui and Michael Antonio just playing just behind him. But yeah, the biggest surprise was this Prutton and Semedo partnership. The reason why is because they're very similar players. The battling players, they're the ball-winning midfielders. You look at Semedo, he's your no-frill sort of battling midfielder. Win the ball, lay it off to the person next to him, wait for him to do something. Probably best off suited with a creative midfielder playing next to him. A Reece McCabe or someone like that. But Prutton also playing there, and I thought they did okay. I think they did okay to get in midfield. They weren't great, but they weren't terrible either. I mean, Prutton scored a very good header in the second half to pull one back for Wednesday. But at the same time, I don't know, we just seem to be struggling in midfield at the moment. It's definitely an area that needed improvement in the summer, and we've not gone out and done it. And I think it shows up, especially against better teams with very good midfielders, that we are weak in that department amongst other areas. But also another surprise for me, especially we struggled against Rotherham, was Rafael Floro. I thought he only played against Rotherham. It were a League Cup, first round. So a good time to give him a run out really. But it wasn't his best day. I'll be honest. He really did struggle against Burnley. Thinking against Ross Wallace. Yes. The 2 goals came from his area. They were basically pretty deja vu really. The first and second goal, they were exact same sort of goals. The winger got down the right wing, crossed it in with no sort of challenge on him, and headed at the far post. And it was extremely frustrating, to watch it, because that area was extremely weak down that area. Him and Jeremy Allan were just not playing well together whatsoever. I don't think Rafael Floro even speaks English, so obviously there'll be a little bit of struggle there. But I think Jones made a little bit of a mistake playing him, to be honest, on the basis that he's inexperienced. He's a young player, he doesn't speak English, he's playing in a new country. Everything's happened so fast for him. And I don't think he expected himself to be, playing, his first competitive match, making his starting debut for Wednesday. But with the injury crisis of the club currently, unfortunately, that's the way it's going to be. And like I said, he made a few good passes in the game, but defensively he was all over the place. He was out of position. He played very anxiously, as you can sort of expect. Playing for 22,000 people, it can't be easy. Especially against a very good Championship winger in Ross Wallace. So that was an area I think Jeremy Allan should have played there personally, because like I said, inexperience. I think we were showing up big time on that end. On the other side, Palmer, I'm not quite sure on him, to be honest. He's not a fullback, and he doesn't quite look comfortable there. You look at him, he's a little bit. You can just tell he's not a fullback. His reading of the game is not as a fullback would be. He's just not. It's not his strong point whatsoever. He played better than what he did at QPR, but like I said, he's struggling there. But I don't know if it were him who crossed the ball in for our goal, whatever. But like I said, I just can't wait to get Buxton back, Reader Johnson back, even Joey Matic back, or anyone really, because I think that's an area where we're really vulnerable right now, and teams are really noting that really. Um, but yeah, it's just something we have to do. It is what it is, and hopefully defensively we can, once they've played there a few times, Flower and Palmer, maybe they'll get stronger each game. Who knows? I didn't know who he played okay up front. I think he worked very hard, but he was giving absolutely no support whatsoever. We were insistent on hitting long balls up to him. He's 6'6", but he's not a player that likes the ball to his head. Well, it certainly didn't seem that way. He always tried chesting the ball down, and he wants it playing to his feet. He's a big, strong guy. He's not thin. He's not bony. He's not lanky. He's a strong, bulky 6'6" striker, and we're not playing to his strength right now. He wants the ball to his feet, and players playing off him, but we weren't seeing that. And he was pretty much isolated until Chris Maguire came on in the second half, who had a fantastic game when he came on. He was running about. He had a good about 3 shots, and one of them were very unfortunate. He zipped one, absolutely smashed one, about 85th minute or something like that, and just got it blocked. I don't know, he didn't score really, but he was unlucky not to really. He was just a very good player. That game, and hopefully, maybe him and that, who we maybe the little big partnership that Wednesday probably require up there. So we are paper thin in striking position at the moment, but I don't see why it's not worth giving them to a try up front, because they certainly played well when they came on. When they were linked up with one another. But yeah, they were decent. So why did we lose? Why did we lose 2-1? Well, basically, the obvious answer was, Burnley were the better team, and it hurts me to say that. I don't think Burnley are a great team. I don't think they're one of the stronger teams in this league. But we made them look better than what they were. We weren't closing them down. We weren't getting in the faces as much. We as a Wednesday, we tend to give teams too much respect to Hillsborough, and that can be a real pain in the arse, and just annoying for the fans really, because you're playing in front of a lot of fans, basically, a very vociferous sort of fans, and we're not taking it to teams. We're feeding off scraps, and we're giving them too much strength. We're letting them come at us, and we're not playing to our strengths. We're trying to defend the opponent's strengths, and not really sure what we're capable of, and it's disappointing in our game, and that's what it was against Burnley. Basically showing so much respect to them, backing off, not getting stuck in as much as they could have, and it's disheartening to see, because there were elements of that last season. I just hope there's only 3 games into the season that we don't start showing that much respect this season. But at QPR we didn't. We took the games and we played our game, we played to our strengths, and we did what we could, and we deserved a point from that game. Against Burnley we deserved nothing, because we weren't creative enough, we didn't have enough ideas, we were just second best, we were lethargic again, we just did not perform to the level that we are capable of, and it really showed Saturday. Basically the scoreline was a fair result, to be fair, and anything else probably wouldn't have given justice. But Burnley weren't great, but we weren't. What's that say about us? It says that we weren't any better. We were pretty poor. We don't get in players' faces. I looked at Burnley players, and they were just chasing everything down. The amount of energy, I'm sure, from them was remarkable in the second half, especially. As opposed to us, we just stand off too much. We don't do enough, and it's annoying. It really is irritating, because to the fans it looks like the players aren't putting their passion into the game, and to others, I don't know. But we just weren't good enough today, and we've got a tough game against Leeds next week, and we need to be doing a lot better, because, to be honest with you, we're not going to get anything out of the game if we don't perform, and if we don't do the basics right. Saturday we're just hitting long balls up through. We're having a few little nice tippy tappers right back for them. We're just oofing it up to big guy up front, and it was just it was hard to watch. It's horrible football, and the prices at Hillsborough now, people deserve a lot better on the show, because the game plan, or lack thereof, was non-existent. There wasn't a game plan, and that's what it really boils down to be honest. There was just no game plan. We were just, even one of them scrappy games where it was going to be a 1-0 to us or whatever, but we just didn't perform. Gave two extremely poor goals to give away, poor marking, poor positioning, you name it, just wasn't there. And we did not perform. We just did not. We had no game plan. I don't know what we were meant to do. We just hit the ball up long and hope for the best, really. I think Magoma and Antonio didn't get involved near enough. I've been very, very disappointed with Magoma, but he is adjusting to Championship, so we let him off. But he did absolutely nothing all game. But we just like that spot right now. We like that person that just gets his foot on the ball and brings the ball forward, looks for his man. And I was hoping that Reece McCabe would follow, would be given that role, but Jones obviously doesn't feel he's ready for that role yet. But I think Reece McCabe would flourish next to, a David Prutton, or a better defensive midfielder that we may be able to get in the transfer window, which obviously we won't because we don't buy anyone. So I don't know. Wednesday, it's just the wingers need to get involved. That's one of our main sort of strengths in our club, is our pace on the wings, and we're a very good counter-attacking team. But when the wingers aren't involved, there's nothing there for us, and apart from hitting the ball up long, and the defenders, centre backs, when they know when the balls come, where the balls come in, they catch them pretty easy, and it's easy to defend against a team that plays the exact same for the 90 minutes. And we have to show that. We have to show that creativity. We have to be smart. We have to be cunning. Otherwise, teams are going to work you out pretty quick in this league, and it's an extremely tough league. We knew that last year. Most teams knew that, because there were a lot of teams battling to avoid relegation. So, hopefully we can sort of, I don't know, work on a few things in training. Jones's team, he has to sort it out and make sure that, we just get them goal scoring opportunities, because they're few and far in between, aren't they, at the moment? We're just not there right now. We should have beaten Burnley at home, but we didn't beat Burnley. We didn't deserve to beat Burnley. Credit to them. They came, and what should have really been a tougher game for them. They didn't really have to get out of second gear, and it's disheartening to see that. Teams need to work and earn wins at Hillsborough. They have to really, 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 be on the best to win at Hillsborough. But unfortunately, you wish it was like that, but it's not. Wednesday just did not perform, and we made it easy in the end. We didn't work hard enough. We weren't creative enough. We had no game plan. We had no plan B. We're just we're quite clueless, to be honest. And like I said, we've got Leeds coming up. It'll be a tough game on television, whole country watching. So who knows? Maybe we can pull out a QPR sort of performance. Who knows? But like I said, we just need to work on it a little bit more, because they were reminiscent of last season, and just when we were on that losing streak, how we played against Burnley and against Rotherham. So we need to snap it out. I know it's only 3 games, but it's a 3-game losing streak, and your first win's always the hardest win. To coin a cliche. So hopefully, we'll book our ideas up and win against Leeds or whatever. But we need a win. A draw won't really be enough, because we need that first win. It's vital to get your first win. You want to instill a bit of confidence into the camp, and so far we're on empty right now. We just need to, get the players from being flat and climb up that table a little bit. So it's only early doors, and no reason to panic, but all the signs so far have been pretty shit, so let's hope Wednesday pick it up. So that's that. Like I said, Burnley 2 Wednesday night, Burnley 2 Wednesday 1, and pretty deserved result for Burnley, so credit to them. Commiserations to us once again. So it's all 66. Thank you very much for watching this video. I know I'm drawing on a bit fucking boring. Subscribe, unsubscribe, do what you want. See you later, guys. Thank you very much.